All right, this show is taking a turn for the.
Oh,
What's going on, you guys? Welcome to this week's episode of Monster Bass Live. I am so excited to be back. You know, I took a 1-week hiatus, and you would have thought that I was never coming back. Now, maybe some of you wish that I wasn't coming back, but some of you thought I was like on my deathbed. And I just want to say thank you for all the love and the prayers. I got a great show for you today. We've got Brent O'Neill, who fishes up on the Delta all the time. And we're going to be talking about the top 5 fall baits, or maybe his top 5 fall baits. But, you know, we might sprinkle in some of mine and some of yours. We're gonna look at some PBs. You'll notice the fancy QR code in the top. You know, I feel like this is long overdue, and I'm hoping that Marty Lawson, hello, sir, is on today because I think he's really going to love to see that there. Obviously, you guys know about Monster Bass Cares. We'll talk about that a little bit later. What else? We're going to talk about my fantasy football team, who is just on fire. We've only lost once this year. And I just continue to keep making the right moves. So I'm pretty excited about that. We'll talk about next month's box. We'll do some golden tickets. But first, we got a ton of new products coming out. And I want to tell you about it. But before I do, I want to go into the chat and see who's here. Oh, I also want to give an early birthday shout out to Viper Vision. It's his birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday, bro. All right. Let's see. Who's here? I also noticed you guys were here a little bit early today, which is insane. I don't know. I heard James Anthony say we need to get this show started because if not, he's got to pretend he has a life or something. I can't remember what it was, but you guys were on super early today. So let's see. Jordan Sutton, Viper Vision, T-Rex. Who else? That's it. Nobody else here. I mean, that explains the 4 likes. Jesus. Jiminy Christmas, I'm at. Sorry for everybody that goes to church. I didn't mean that. Let's see. James Anthony. Yeah, it looks to me like there's 3 people here. Well, that's great. I don't really care. I'm happy. I'm excited. Lewis Sibley. Looking for lunkers. Samantha's in the house. She might actually come up in conversation today. I don't know. Jared Fix. Jared Fix is now a fisherman. We must have really just converted him. So man stuff, dad stuff. Let's see what else. I might have gotten him upset or something. I think he was talking about the Jabberjaw. Like, it's the dumbest name for a bait. What else is in here? Cast of Nasties. We need him to be on the show sometime. I mean, the guy makes his own baits. Like, let's get him on the show. Ralph, how are you, sir? New Fish and Brewster. God, Scott Vermonter. We got lots of stuff. All right, if this is your first time tuning in, thanks a lot for coming on. Make sure you let us know in the chat that it's your first time so we can say hi and introduce you to the community. Baseball is in full effect, and I got to tell you, after the 18-inning game, I was struggling the next day because it took a lot of my energy. And then last night's game was a bit of a disappointment. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous about tonight's game because I think whoever wins this game wins the series. The Dodgers don't win it. They're not going back to Toronto and sweeping them. They're just not. And but I think if they win tonight's game, then they win the series. So let's see. Melissa Bourne, welcome. Wait, this is happening really too fast for me. Let's see. Welcome, Mr. Fishy. Who else is first time here? I mean, it might as well be Fix's first time. I mean, because the guy just learned how to fish. Welcome. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. On a sidebar, before we get started, I get an email. I walk in Monday morning. to an email from Lee Sutton, who sends me a picture of, he writes, "Thanks for the pen." And and he sends me a picture of this pen that basically says, like, I can't say it because of the kids, 0 F's given. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I didn't mail that to you. And it turns out that someone in the warehouse packaged up his shipment with a pen in it and sent it to him. And I was just like, thank God it was somebody with a sense of humor, not someone that's going to like send me out to the Better Business Bureau because we included a pen. But I got to tell you, it was pretty funny. And I'm grateful for those. So, yeah. Yes, T-Rex. Jared Fix is now a full-fledged fisherman, from fly fishing to conventional now that he's moved to Colorado. Speaking of fishing, we're gonna need to send him some of this. I'm getting this up on the website, bottled up. This is the original scent from the original owners from Grande Bass. It's their scent. And it's a crawfish style scent, and I want you to know that this stuff is insane. I just put a few drops into your bag because it's going to make all the world of difference. I am sending, I bottled it up on day one. Chunk Chasers is taking a dozen bottles. And I made 3 phone calls, and the first 3 phone calls took the first 100 bottles. So now I got to spend some time and get someone to do this. So, yeah. So, all right, guys. Our guest today fishes up in the land of the monsters. It's probably a lake on everybody's bucket list, at least if you've got like some common sense. I know it's on mine, and it's not that far away. In fact, T-Rex invites me up all the time, but I'm afraid to go up there because somehow I'm going to end up at a gas station casino watching him win like $2,500 worth of credits out of a gas station casino, and I'm going to be like trying to compete with him, and I'll just be pulling on the. Anyway, he fishes on the Delta, and he's relatively new to the monster bass community, and I'm really excited to have him here today. And so let's give a big monster bass welcome to Brent O'Neill. How's it going, man?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. So, is this your first time you've been watching Monster Bass Live?
No, this would be the second time.
What was the first time?
When Samantha was on.
Samantha. And your relation to Samantha is?
She's my girlfriend.
And who is the better angler, you or her?
It's going to depend on the day.
Come on.
It's going to depend on the
day.
There's
no way. Listen, there's no way that I don't care. You could ask me 100 times out of 100 times who's better than me at anything, and I'm going to tell them all day long that it's me. I'm going to tell you, like, we call my girlfriend up right now, and I'm going to be like, who's better at yoga? She might run a wellness center, and she's probably better at it than me, but I would probably tell her that it was me. So
she's got girl luck.
She does. Actually, I don't know. So, all right. So you live up in up near the Delta.
Mm-hmm.
Have you always lived there?
So yeah, I grew up around the Oroville Lake was pretty much where I learned to fish. That's where I fished up until I think I was 7, and then my dad drugged me to Clear Lake, and ever since then, between Clear Lake and the Delta, that's all I want to fish.
What makes it so special? And they're very different. So what makes Clear Lake, I'm guessing you're going to tell me that Clear Lake's like your favorite lake in the country.
Yeah.
Okay. So what, for everyone else that's not going out to California, what makes Clear Lake so special?
I think it's just, for me, it's the struggle of you could be on fish one day and the next day they're gone, and you go 100 yards down the bank and you find a 10-foot patch of grass and they're just loaded, and they're not small. Even when you hook a 3-pounder, you think you hooked like a 6 or a 7, and they're just, the fish there are unlike anything I've ever seen. And I fished Texas, Idaho, everywhere in between, and it's, you can't beat it.
So you're saying even I could catch some fish up on Clear Lake?
If you wanted to go up and catch fish on Clear Lake, I'll take you out there.
Well, I would tell you that I would love to, but then I'd have to make some phone calls to T-Rex and a few others and explain to them why I picked you first, because it's been years. I mean, I run a company and I've yet to fish it, and I think I'm gonna have to probably not say anything, because as I was about to say it, I could probably go back to any live stream from last year at the same time where I probably said, you know what, I think this year I'm going to go fish with T-Rex. And I still have.
It's worth the trip.
Mm-hmm.
If it's within driving distance, it is 100% take a weekend, go up there. You will find some of the most outrageously good fishing.
And what about the Delta? What makes the Delta what makes it different and special and unique?
I think it's just the diversity. There's so much to the Delta, and things change so quickly. You could be on a shoreline that's completely dead, tide switches, and it just comes alive. And then you could go down 100-yard stretch, and it's just big fish after big fish after big fish.
Mm.
And
what's your big fish out of each?
It's like a 7-12 and an 8-12. 7-12s out of the Delta and then 8-12s out of Clear Lake.
How bad? How much, like, how badly do you want to hoist a double digit?
That is a lifelong dream. I've held a 13.5, 12.94. I've probably held more double digits than I know what to do with, and they're all because of my old man. My dad is an absolute hammer, and he proves it every single time.
Well, maybe we need to go fishing with him.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So when you're fishing, for the most part, it's out of a boat, right?
Yep. Unless it's like if we're out of town and we find a lake, we'll go shore fish. I mean, I'm not opposed to doing shore fishing, kayak fishing, small John boats. Like we have around here, there's a ton of small little like tributaries. There's a little like creeks and streams off the rivers that are loaded with big bass. And a lot of times I'll jump in like a John boat with my friend and we'll go down throwing frogs. And we have a lot of good fishing around here.
Okay. And so for the most part, if you're fishing out of a boat, but you just made a purchase.
Yep. Just bought our first fishing kayaks. So we will be using those quite a bit. Gonna probably travel around to a lot of the little lakes that you can't really get a big boat into. Just go see what's out there.
Yeah. Now, are you going to trick it all out with like all the electronics? And because you can't just have I can't imagine if I had a kayak that I would just be like, yeah, I'm just going to go out and mess around. I would have to deck that thing out with so much electronics so that it just was like the Cadillac of kayaks.
I literally just I had a Solix 12 and 360 off. I pulled it off my boat. I don't use it as much. And when I bought the kayak, I was like, I guess I could put that on there and get Mega Live and go play with Mega Live and everything else. That live sonar is just, it's insane.
It's a video game.
It's you pick up so much so quick with how the fish react to a bait that without it, it's still fun, but it's not like you don't know what the attitude of the fish is as quick.
What's a kayak run these days? Because Jordan Sutton just said he spent $12,000 on his kayak.
Yeah, that's it was, my kayak was about $3,200, and that's just bare bones. Started. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot cheaper than a boat, though.
Yeah, I like having friends with boats.
Yeah.
I like having friends with boats. I like having friends with boats. I wonder if I could fit one in my car. I don't think so. I might need to get something else.
You can put it on the roof.
I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, maybe. All right. So for everyone that's just tuning in right now, and there's only like 8 of you because we haven't quite figured out why you don't like me, or at least I haven't figured it out. And we're talking with Thanks Dude Fishing. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put, if you want to know, find his channel, I'm going to put it in the chat so that you guys can follow him if you like what he has to say. But we're talking about his love for fishing, and obviously it started with his father. And we talked about the Delta and everything else. When you're going out fishing, like first thing in the morning, is there like I go through the same routine? I'm going to throw this bait. I'm going to see if it's going to work, and then I roll into something else. Or are you reading the conditions before you start doing that?
A lot of it's based on conditions, water clarity, water temp. I mean, it's condition based. I have a general idea time of the year what I'm going to throw, but if I get there and it's all of a sudden it's completely different than what I thought it was going to be, then I make the adjustment then.
Okay. And so this time of year, you know, the bass are schooling up. They're looking for tons of food. How are you going about like let's say you're just, you know, you're out in the kayak, it's day 2 in your brand new kayak, and you're, you know, 20 feet off ashore. What are you going to start throwing?
Probably a rip bait.
A rip bait. Now, why do you call it a rip bait instead of a jerk bait?
That's what my dad called it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And that's what I'll call. I mean, yeah, I call it both, but most of the time it's a rip bait.
Rapala or Rapala?
Actually, Lucky Craft.
No, but do you say Rapala or Rapala?
Oh, Rapala.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about before we get into your top 5 baits, I'd like to know your opinion on the 13 fishing jabber jaw, because whatever's going on in the chat, the jabber jaw has taken over. Have you ever fished this bait?
Nope.
I like you already. If I may, for everyone that's sitting at home, the jabber jaw is a cartoon about a shark that's not even scary. And the idea of fishing a bait called the jabber jaw because it moves just kind of makes me laugh. I'm ready to go toe-to-toe with James Anthony. I'm ready to go toe-to-toe because I think he was the one, or was it man stuff, dad stuff? It was either one of them. Either one of them. All right, let's get into your my phone's already blowing up because I might have given up my phone number once or twice. Oh, that's a good picture. That's a good picture. I don't know if you guys can see this, but T-Rex.
Rectum.
Yeah, good work. Good work, buddy. All right, let's talk about the fall and your top 5 baits. Let's talk about why, let's talk about each one. Let's talk about why you love fishing this bait, why you think it's perfect for the fall. And since you already started with a rip bait, why don't we, I'm assuming that makes your top 5.
So the Stacy 90, it's always got to have a feather. Doesn't have a feather, it's not worth it. But the Stacy 90 is by far, like, that's probably top 3 baits I've ever fished.
Can I see that again? So who makes this?
This is Lucky Craft.
And it's a 106?
It's a...
it's a 90.
Oh, yeah, it's a 90. This is their version 2. It's in the Ghost Minnow color.
Huh.
But, I mean, it comes with stout hooks, and it's not... Some days the fish want it really really erratic. But recently it's more subtle, and you might have to cast it 4 or 5 more times, but they're going to eat that rather than the one that's just going all over the place on them.
Now, what is it about the feathered treble on the back that you like? Does it help with that dying bait fish action, or what do you love about it?
It's kind of the same thing with like my top waters. Everything's got to have a feather. I think it's just that secondary action. When the bait stops, it kind of pulsates out, and when it flares out, that's usually, I feel like, when they eat it, because it's just a secondary action.
And do you ever throw the floating ones, or is it always the suspending?
Always suspending.
Always. Not even in the summer.
No. The problem I have is I throw it on probably heavier line than your average person. Usually it's always on monofilament. I set the hook so hard that I need that extra stretch to keep the trebles buried in their face. So it's always a suspending bait. I want it sitting right in front of their face. I don't want it starting to float up, because sometimes they'll lose interest as it floats up. And
what the monofilament, you said you like it heavier than most. So what are you putting on it?
12 to 14 usually.
Oh, all right.
If I'm on the Delta or Clear Lake, it's like 17 to 20.
Okay. All right. So we've got let me just look at my list, because I did make my list because I wanted to see. All right. So far we've crossed one of mine off. What else you got for your top 5?
So a football jig. So now this one it's a Bass Union. He makes it right here in Orville. It has a true living rubber skirt. So while it's down there, it's just kind of dancing. For spotted bass, by far the best jig. It's got a good hook on it, and for some reason they just inhale it. They love, like, I'll throw just a standard jig, won't get a bite. As soon as I put this on, immediately start catching fish.
And do you think it's is it the living rubber? Is it what does the living rubber do? How does it act in the water differently than, say, a traditional silicone skirt?
It floats up more. So like your traditional skirt will spread out on the bottom. The living rubber will actually stand up. I don't know what it does differently down there, but as soon as I put it on, I have way more confidence I'm going to get bit. And usually within 3 to 4 casts, I'll get a bite. Whether I catch it or not, all depends on the size of the fish.
Is that lead or tungsten?
Lead. But that's a great point. Tungsten, if you're new to jig fishing and you can find a tungsten jig, which I know Kitech makes tungsten, it's huge. You can feel you have so much more knowledge of what's on the bottom when you throw it out there. You get more, you get more back through the rod, because I can drag a lead jig with a high end rod and I can feel the bottom. But if you put a tungsten on, you can put it on an ugly stick and drag it, and you can tell where the hard spots are, where it's mud, where it's grass. I mean, you get a lot more knowledge really quick with that.
But wouldn't you benefit even more if you just use tungsten?
Probably. I just haven't found a tungsten jig that is the size that I'm looking for. Everything's real small and it's compact, which is great in the wintertime. But I mean, if you look at the jig that I throw on Clear Lake, which I don't use living rubber on Clear Lake,
because
I haven't found a jig with living rubber that has a hook like this.
What kind of hook is it?
I don't know off the top of my head what brand hook it is. This is just a Superline jig hook. I mean, it's in comparison, that's what you got. So I'll stretch this hook out, no problem. This one, I can bury it with 65-pound test braid and my drag locked, and I can reel those fish right out.
All right, so Matt Brown, if you're when you're done, taking over the chat and telling us what it is. And Matt knows I'm only giving him a hard time. Matt, I need you to go get one of these jigs. I need you to go reverse engineer it and tell me what hook it is. It's probably an owner, like you said. And let's go and make one of these. I hate to say, I don't want to make it in lead because it's just so bad for the water, but we'll make it in tungsten. Maybe we make it in tungsten resin so it's a little bit bigger than just pure tungsten because we all know it's going to be compact. And we'll make a super stout jig with living rubber, and we'll come up with a name for it. I don't know what that name's going to be, but we're going to come up with it.
Just call it the Bass Factory jig.
The Bass Factory? There's got to be a company called Bass Factory.
I haven't found it. I know there's a guide on Clear Lake that's Bass Factory Guide Services. But
for real?
I don't think yeah. I have he makes like sweatshirts and apparel, and it just says Bass Factory on it. I'm actually wearing it in the picture I sent you.
Huh.
It's like one of my favorite sweatshirts.
Okay. We could probably do that. I mean, look, it's Viper Vision's birthday. So if he wants us to make one of these and put it in a future box, I'm willing to do it. We'll have to come up with some names. We can have a whole show where we name this bait, but we're going to make it. I'm going to write a note. Matt, homework. I probably need to give him a due date because if not, he'll be like my son and wait till the last minute. So, Matt, you've got 1 week to get me all the information. Jared Fix knows me too well. All right, so when you're fishing a jig in the fall, you're dragging along to the bottom. You're not flipping it. You're not flipping. You're just talking a traditional football head jig.
Yeah, depending on where I'm fishing. Yeah, most of the time I'm just dragging it across the bottom.
Okay. And what are you putting as a trailer on those?
So honestly, I really like the Yamamoto Flappin' Hog, but on Clear Lake, I'm using a bodega.
What's a big bodega?
It's 6 cents. I wish I had it. I literally left it sitting on the front deck. It's a large creature bait that has very large appendages on the back. Mm-hmm. And when it stands up on the bottom, it's unreal. And that's the 2 fish that I caught in the picture I sent you. Both were on a football jig with a bodega on the back.
Okay. I'm going to make some more notes so I can see what this bodega is.
It's unreal. Like when you upscale your trailer especially on Clear Lake, the size of bites you get is ridiculous.
Is that a fall thing, or is that you like to upsize everything just in general?
Just in general.
I'm sensing something here. Okay. So we're on, we got jigs, jerk baits.
So
yeah, go ahead.
The last one I have out is just your spy bait.
Got it.
If you got a ton of bait that's moving through the water, moving constantly, like spotted bass lakes, spy bait is an absolute killer.
Now talk to me about spy baits. So I haven't fished it before. How do you fish a spy bait?
So the way I do it, I just throw it out. I let it fall. I give it like a 10 count, and then I just slowly just reel it back to the boat. And every now and then I'll give it a little twitch just to kind of make the blades flash, and then just keep reeling it. And they'll come up and try to take it out of your hand.
You're not throwing that on. You're throwing that with mono?
Fluoro. It's braid to leader. I'm always throwing it on a spinning rod. In the fall, it's like 10-pound tests, and then in the wintertime, I'll usually step down to like a 6-pound at the very minimum.
All right. I'd like to know from everyone in the chat, like, do we need to make a spy bait? Do we need to put one in the box? We put one in like, I don't know, like I want to say like a year ago from Bucket Mouth, but it looked more like a lipless with props on it. Do we need to make a spy bait, or do we need to get one? I'd like to know. How cold does it get up? Like, you know, we're talking about the fall and winter, and people here in California, they think that I'm at the beach all the time. Now, granted, it's 90 degrees today where I am. How cold does it get up there?
Depends on the weather pattern.
Snow.
Yeah. Yep. It snows at Clear Lake probably once a year, maybe a couple times, depending on the winter. I fished Shasta when every like 5 minutes we're sitting there banging on the rod trying to knock the ice out of the guides, and it gets cold. It definitely does. It'll be down into like the low 20s at times.
Dang. All right. That's not bad. I mean, I grew up in Syracuse. It's the snowiest city in the country, so I'm used to that. Not anymore, but the idea of fishing in super cold weather just doesn't sound fun.
Have you ever gone big though?
What's that?
They're so big when you get a bite. Colder it is, the better it is.
Have you ever gone ice fishing?
I have not. When I was living in Idaho, I would see them out there all the time, and I was like, it just doesn't pique my interest. You'd see a lake, and it's like there's 40 guys all around one spot. Like, yeah. I think it'd be fun for about one football game. I'd have to sit like in one of those ice shanties. It just seems like a fun excuse to sit together with your buddies, drink beer, and like, you know, hold a line through the ice and hope you catch something. But I think it freaked me out too, because you see like the Brainerd Ice Festival, and there's like 20,000 people out on the water, and they're driving with their cars, and I'm just like, that doesn't look very fun. Yeah, yeah. Especially if you get stuck out there.
Yeah, that's a no, thank you. We're gonna have to go with man stuff, dad stuff. He'll take us ice fishing. All right, so we got jerk baits, we got jigs, we got spy baits. I feel like I should start guessing what else is on your list, but I'll probably get it wrong. Let me see. You got to have top water on there, don't you?
Yeah. I left that box too, but the Rover is probably my biggest go-to.
Who makes the Rover?
River to Sea.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a really, really good bait. It's got good stout hooks on it, and it's just the sound it makes as it's coming through the water. You're guaranteed to get a bite. Either that or a buzz bait. But it's got to have the clacker. If it's not making a lot of noise, you're going to lose bites.
So what you're saying is, if I make a buzz bait, it's got to have a clacker.
Got to have a clacker. Make a double buzz and make it a clacker.
Here's the problem. Just between you and me, since no one else is watching. I've got the buzz bait that I'm making in the garage. I can go get it right now. And it's a clacker.
That's going to be a winner.
But it's not a double.
Well, you start with the first one. Does it have a plastic or does it have a metal blade?
Oh, metal.
Then that's your winner.
Okay. Maybe I should go get it. Should I go get it?
You should go get it.
All right. The show's yours.
Guess we'll see how long it takes him to get back.
Well, when I say the show's yours, that means you're supposed to talk and keep everyone entertained. All right, let's see this. All right, now keep in mind this is the prototype that I tested, and so here's the clacker.
I bet that makes a really loud clacking noise.
The head shape's a little. We'll see.
That's a really good head shape, especially if you're fishing like grass or weeds. Like that's the head shape I look for, so it doesn't dig into them as it's coming across.
Okay, now what size hook you like?
I have 3/0, 4/0.
All right, I think we're good. I don't remember whether I put a 3 or a 4. We'll have to find out. But yeah, this is currently. I just gave them the. I think this is called the. I think this is called the Buzzsaw. I don't remember. Usually I make up these names when I go, like, I'll go watch a game. I'll go to the bar with my friends, and I'm like, all right, I need a name for a buzz bait. And they're like, how about this? I'm like, yeah, this sounds like a great idea. None of you fish. So let's come up with these names. Either that, or I just come back here to the chat, and then these guys will come up with it. James Anthony, I feel like there was a bait called the Ruckus. I feel like we had this conversation. I don't remember, but yeah, I'm excited for you guys to get this one. I upgraded all the components around the blade. I didn't want to just, throw something on the end. I think these are all chrome dipped. I got chrome and gold. I think there's a black one. I got 8 different color patterns coming. So we'll see. We'll see how this one does. I'm not much of a buzzbait guy, but when I designed it, I just cared that it was going to run true out of the box. That's all I care about. So I sent it out to a bunch of people. Oh, that's right, James Anthony. That was the buzz. That was the name of the tester buzzbait in April. So somebody already has the name Ruckus. I can't come up with that name. But okay, so silicone or are we going with living rubber on these things?
Honestly, on buzz baits or spinner baits, it really doesn't matter to me. They both work fine. I always just throw a small swim bait trailer on it to give them something. I never throw a trailer hook. Most of the time it's in the grass, so it always gets caught up. Put a small swim bait on it, and I believe it gives them a target when they're coming up. They seem to get a hold of it better.
Okay. The Cap, thank you for stopping in, and good luck at the hospital tonight. I know you're doing God's work, and you're doing a great job. So thank you as always. And yes, it's almost tattoo time. Now, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this, Brent, but we have a couple people in the audience. They're going to get Monster Bass tattoos live during an episode of Monster Bass. And I'm very excited about that. I mean, I don't encourage anyone to ever do this. I don't think it's a good idea. And I don't want anyone to do it, but if they want to, I love it. I can't wait. God, these names, the Woodpecker, the San Diego Grabber, the Quiet Riot. Like, the Quiet Riot's a good name, but like it defeats the purpose of the clacker. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Quiet Riot's a pretty funny name. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a pretty funny name. I don't know. All right. So we've got one bait left. I'm going to guess what it is. I'm going to go to my list. But I'm thinking Clear Lake, right? So I'm obviously thinking bigger baits and or the Delta, and you got to cover a ton of water, although you're playing video games. So maybe you don't need like a crankbait to cover a ton of water and find the fish.
You wouldn't be surprised.
So if it's not a chatterbait,
Nope.
So it's not a chatterbait or crankbait. Oh, I know what it is. Hold on.
Here, I'll grab it for you.
For the win, guys, in the chat. For the win. Let's see. It's kind of like the Dodgers. I need y'all to smash the like button, but not because you like this show, but because my guesses are good. All right, what do you got? The fifth bait in your top 5 fall baits, and why? Matt Brown. Wait, hold on before you show it. Matt Brown thinks it's a glide bait. Jordan Sutton's on my poop list. Army Outdoors, Ralph. Glide bait. Melissa Bourne wants a soft plastic. James Anthony's a spinner bait. Come on, guys. What are your guesses? We got one bait left. And it's not the Vlad Guerrero Jr. Birthday Boy says a lipless. Wait a minute. Where's his girlfriend? His girlfriend must know. Wow.
I could bring her out here.
No, we could just play 20 questions. The dirty. No, people are still coming up with names. The Dirty Senko. You guys are square bill. All right, let us have it. The number 5 bait on your top 5 fall fishing baits is
a Sakamata shad. Ping and a minnow.
That's it.
Man,
I was so wrong.
This is
how are you rigging that?
I do it a little different. I use just a ball head, but it's a 4/0 hook. So it gets a little further back. It's a little stouter. And I lost a monster on this last January.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually reached out to one of my friends and asked him, I'm like, all right, you're the pro at this. What am I doing wrong? And he sent me everything that he uses, why he uses it. And so I went and bought a bunch of stuff and got rigged up. And the next time I went out, didn't miss.
I'm going to recommend a relationship coach for the two of you.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend would have said an underspin, and apparently she doesn't know anything. So I'll get you guys that for Christmas. I'll get you with a relationship coach, and we'll see if we can't work on your communication skills.
I do love an underspin. It's just that's starting to get like towards the end of fall, like beginning of winter, and then I use that pretty much all the way through to almost summer.
Mm-hmm. I'm putting the list in here because people want to know. Let's see. 4 was what was it? It was the River to Sea
Rover.
The Rover. From river to sea, and 5 was a fluke. I mean, of course, Matt Brown's like, yeah, that makes sense. That's what I would pick too. Matt Brown, you have to have your own opinions. Mine would have been a little bit different, but what do I know? What do I know? All right, we're gonna open this up for questions in just a minute. Okay, see now at least there's a smart one in this family. An underspin with a grande bass kickback shad for the win. For the win. If you guys haven't hit the thumbs up button, that alone should have gotten me a thumbs up. Come on. Boy, oh boy. All right, you've got the opportunity to create content and build your channel. If I go to your channel, which is Thanks Dude Fishing, what kind of content am I going to see? Like what are you making on the channel?
So I kind of had to redo a lot of stuff that I did early on, and most of the content's going to be informational. Some of it's going to be selfish content where I'm fishing and I'm just showing you a day of fishing. But for the most part, it's like I want to be informational. I want to try to teach people that may or may not know. And now I've gotten more secretive with camera angles because on Clear Lake, nothing's a secret. So you got to kind of just maneuver the camera a little bit and maybe not show as much.
Do you really care if someone sees where you're fishing? We're talking about a lake where fish like to swim around. Are they always in the same spot?
So you can get on a bite where those fish are there for 2 to 3 months. And I did it now 5 years ago. And I had this wicked popper bite right over the top of the grass, 4 to 5 pound fish, just unreal. We actually took second place in a big tournament up there with it. I followed it up with a top 10 finish like 2 weeks later. And after those videos came out, it was like you were fighting for a spot.
Huh.
But a lot of it is going to be informational for the most part. I want to teach people like it. I don't do everything perfect, but I will show you how I do it and how it works for me. Sometimes I'm not the greatest teacher, but I will answer any questions that anyone has.
Now you fished a lot of tournaments, right? Or have in the past?
Yep.
And you're better at fishing than Matt Brown. That's what you told me earlier.
Yeah. I don't claim to be better than anybody because on any given day, I have gotten my butt whooped.
It's okay. I'll tell him. Matt, he said he's better than you. I'll fish you any day. Any day. And when you're coming out to California in December, he was like, yeah, you tell that chump to come up here and I'll show him a thing or two. I'll even put him on my secret spots. So there you go, Matt. What you love fishing tournaments?
Oh, it's a blast. I hate the anxiety leading up to blast off. I hate it. But
really?
Like as soon as you get the boat on pad and you're running wide open, everything goes away and you're like, all right, I gotta get to my spot. I know they're there. And then when you land on them, it's just, there's no other feeling like it.
Really? What's the dream?
I would love to be able to be good enough to go to the elites. That is like the end all be all, go to the classic, fish the classic. That's the dream for me.
And what stands in the way besides the money piece, right? Because let's be honest, money's a big component to fish those things. What stands in the way of you feeling like you're good enough to fish those tournaments? I mean, obviously you got to qualify and everything, but like,
I think I'm my biggest roadblock.
Okay.
You're in your head? Yeah, and I'm the person that I'm like, those guys, they're absolute hammers. I might be able to go out and compete with them, but I just don't feel like I'm on their level. Those guys are, especially when you have like a really good day of pre-fish and you go out there and you do the same thing and you got everything right. And then you got the guy that's just that much better and he just shows you why you're just not ready for it yet.
Or maybe he just believes that he's better. Like going back to what I said, I'm never going to I'm never going to tell you that I think that someone's better than me at anything, even fishing. Even if I'm going to go out there and get smoked, I'm going to tell you I'm better. I'm
Yeah, that's when we fished our club tournament the other day. There's a guy that guides on the lake. It's actually, he makes these jigs and he also fishes the BAM trail. Okay. And him and I were talking. I'm like, you should come out and fish it. He used to fish those little derbies, and so I wanted to see how we compared. We were fishing within eyesight of each other all day, and he had us by just like 0.3 of a pound. So I felt really good that we hung with him and got a top 3, but we just didn't find the right ones at the right time.
And so we got an upcoming season. How are we going to approach this upcoming season?
I am going to be in the back of the boat, learning everything I can on the BAM trail and on the one bass. Fish as many of them as I can. And then my goal is after this season, see how I did. And if I feel good enough about it, I'll move to the front.
What's the one technique? Thank you, Ralph. What's your one technique that you want to improve on in 2026?
I don't know if there's really a technique. I think it's more or less being less stubborn. That's my technique. I'm bullheaded. I know the fish are there. I'm going to catch them on this. And sometimes it's just making the minor adjustments that make all the difference in the world.
Yeah. See, I think for me, it would be like really getting good at the electronics, because you look at some of these older guys, right? And you have to believe that some of them have decided that like it's a kid's game, and I'm not willing to make that change, or I can't keep up with it the way that the kids can. Because it's even like, I don't know, even when I'm playing video games, like my son, and I'm like, I should be smoking this dude. Like, I used to be so good at it. And like, he's killing me. And so I just wonder if there's something to it, because they're just so much on their electronics that it just becomes so much easier. And so for me, I think if I was fishing tournaments, I'd get so good at the electronics, and I would have to get into the front of the boat, because the back of the boat's got to be really hard, because you're at the mercy of whatever the person in the front wants to do. And so it's going to challenge you in ways and potentially take you off your game, because you don't really get a say in any of that stuff. So I give you a lot of credit with fishing out of the back of the boat.
I look at like guys like Brent Ayler.
Yeah.
They spent most of their early tenure in the back of the boat, and now he's out killing it. And I just want to learn. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know. And especially like, I was looking at the schedule actually earlier today, and with the Delta, I could only hope to draw somebody like Ken Ma or Ish Monroe and just learn anything and everything. Learn how to run the tide, learn why they leave a spot, like just pick their brain for the most part.
Ish is a pretty cool cat. He rolls in with his posse. I mean, I've never seen it. I'll never forget the first time I met him. And after that, I was like, I do my fantasy fishing, and I'm like, I got to pick it. I would pick Ish Monroe all the time. Like, he's just a cool dude.
And he is really good.
Yeah, he's really good. I mean, look, everybody on the Elite Tour is really good. They're all great. They're all great. You can't suck and be on the tour. So I wish you a lot of luck with that, because it's, I think it's a lot of mental game. And I think it's also a lot of just, it's like golf. You just got to get a lot of swings in. And, and so probably that's what it is. And no matter how you perform, whether you finish first or last, you just got to keep going out there the next day and doing the best you can.
I'm sure I'm going to take my lickings, but I have to do it.
Is your, now you just fished a tournament with Samantha.
Mm-hmm.
Was this a kayak tournament? Was this
No, it's a club derby out of bass boats.
No, she's in the back and you're in the front. How'd you guys do?
We got third.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it was honestly, it went about as good as it could have. The bite lined up, everything was there, and we didn't find that bigger class of fish. And a couple guys ran up into the area where there's a lot of largemouth, and they found a 4 and a 5, and that's how they won it.
Man stuff, dad stuff. No, I've never entered a tournament because I am not good enough to fish any tournament. But if I do, we're going to fish it in a pontoon boat with Christmas lights around it. And we're going to have a barbecue going, and I'm going to be playing music, and we're going to have a great time no matter how we finish. I guarantee you'll have more fun on my boat than any other boat.
You got to fish the snag proof.
All right, let's talk about snag proof for a minute. All right, if for those that are blowing up my phone, we are still talking with Brent from Thanks Dude Fishing. We talked about the top 5 fall baits. We talked about his passion and his dream to go fish tournaments. And now we're going to talk a little bit about snag proof. But before we do, I promise you guys, the golden tickets are coming. They're coming at the end. Lee Sutton, good night. Enjoy the pen. Enjoy the pen, my friend. And I'm so grateful that you got it instead of somebody else that was going to literally rip me apart because they got that in the mail. So thank you. It made the first start of my week a really good one. All right, let's talk about snag proof. So for those that don't know snag proof, well, I don't need to give the history of the company. Why don't you give me the history of the company, the tournaments, and let's talk a little bit about snag proof.
So snag proof was family owned up until I think it was like 2018 or 19.
Yeah.
And then they were purchased by American Bait Works.
Yeah.
And they moved them from Wisconsin to Southern California, and they changed everything. The frogs are completely different. They're not bad frogs. They're just everything's different. The colors are different. The materials. They're improving. They have like a system in them. So if you get water inside of the frog, when you cast it, it's supposed to blow it out. So you don't have to sit there and squeeze the frog to get the water out of it. They improved the hooks and kind of the angles of which the hooks sit on the frog. So when fish comes up, you're getting a better hookup ratio. Now, if you're throwing them in the tulies, like on the Delta, you're going to hook a lot of tulies and probably say a lot of bad words at the tulies. But
I'm going to say a lot of bad words tonight at the TV.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a really good company. The Snag Proof Open has been going for 25 years now.
They still run them?
Yep. It's usually the last weekend in July or the first weekend in August, depending on how it falls. It's probably the most fun tournament that you'll fish because it's frogs only. And if the weather's right, you get some absolute monsters. That's in 2019. We had probably one of the worst first days of the tournament we've ever had. Barely caught it. It was actually kind of funny because it's 5 minutes to weigh in. My dad hooks one, and we're right outside of weigh in, and he's stuck in the tulies, and I go running to the front deck, and I'm right under his legs, like trying to scoop the fish. And then as we get the boat to it, pops off, fish hits me in the head, flies off in the back of the boat.
Oh, no.
He dives for it and catches it before it goes out of the boat, and it just squeaked 13 inches. So we weighed in like 5 pounds for 3 fish. It was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
And then we were so beat. The next morning, we were sitting there waiting for blast off, and he looked at me and he's like, "What do you want to do?" I'm like, "I just want to go fishing." So we've had really good luck in Columbia Cut in the past. Told him we're going to run to Columbia Cut, and we're going to fill out a limit, and then we're going to go looking for a big one. And we did. We had our limit like the first hour, and then we ran to what they call Prisoner's Point. There's some sparse tulies, a lot of shade, and I just let the frog drift in the current. Caught a 5, ran out to the main river, caught my 787, and then he kept all morning. He was beating me. He's like, we gotta go to potato. We gotta go to potato. And I'm like, all right, let's go. Run up there. First cast, he sticks a 5. I'm like, dude, I think we might have a shot at winning this. We had just under, I think it was like 1794 was what we ended up weighing.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it was an insane turnaround from the first day.
So you love your frogs.
Yeah, that's
it. So if the frog is so good, the snag proof, it's the fat frog.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In that one they spell PH, right?
Yeah.
I remember those.
Yeah.
Okay, so if they're so good, don't they get enough feedback from people? And they're like, all right, we're just going to go back to making it the way that we did. Like, it can't just be about money.
Yeah. So I think the only differences that I really see in the old style versus the new style, the old style was a little bit slimmer and it walked really, really well. The new one's a little bit wider and it's more flat. It doesn't have kind of a keel like the old one did.
Right.
It's really good on mats, but they're going more to like that printed color where before it was, I guess it would be more like injected.
Yeah. Or just spray painted on, right?
Yeah. And they have like the way the hooks are set up, they changed the way the legs are on them. And it's not that it's a bad bait. It's just, it's different than it used to be. And I like the way it used to be where everything's streamlined. You don't get hung up on when you're fishing like the cheese mats. It doesn't get all bundled up on the bait. And that the pop and fatty that they had, there is not another frog that I have ever thrown that I like more.
Really?
Nope.
So why don't we just get 2 of the old ones and just make them and make a few changes to it?
I probably got 30 of them sitting in the boat.
Well, we're going to need to get a couple of them to so that we can throw it into the 3D printer and or the CAD program and get some CAD designs. Unless you've got a CAD program.
I don't, but I can send you some. I've got the pop and fatty. If I blow the legs out, I save them. I'll put them in another box. And at the end of the year, I put new legs in them.
Wow.
And it's
lucky enough, I just put his channel in the chat for you so you can give him a follow. Everyone that's been on this live stream or been with me as part of this journey has known I've wanted to make frogs for years. And I've gone as far as like, maybe I'll just buy a company. And we all know how that was going to turn out because I was going to buy this company called, and most of it was because of the name, but it's called Fat Bastard Frogs. And I was like, oh, that's the best name ever. And we all know that those frogs sucked. It was mistake number, I think it's the second mistake I ever made in terms of bait selection. But I've never made a frog. I'd love to make a frog. And to me, it's got to be able to walk. So it's got to have that keeled bottom. It's got to have the right hook. And I feel like the material's a tough one, right? Because everyone just wants it to be supple and everything. And then it's the water, right? It can't take on the water. So I think I've learned enough from a few of these frogs that have come out. We had a frog in the product testing program. They put some stuff. They had a really interesting way to keep the water out that I thought was good. And I've seen a few samples from some of the other brands that are out that like feel like that's a good way. But I wouldn't want to skimp on it at all. Like I would want to make sure that we're doing something right. So,
yeah, and if you come out with that pop-in style, it will be a game changer. That design, it's no longer made, and people want an absorbent amount of money on eBay for the old style ones.
What are they paying for these frogs?
People are bidding up to like $350 for.
Shut up!
I'm not kidding. I have screenshots from the crystal poppin' fatty is my absolute favorite. I don't know why. It's what I caught all my big fish on. But it was like $150 for just one.
That's ridiculous. Crystal, poppin', fatty. Oh my God. I think if you, for everyone at home, if you decide to Google crystal poppin' fatty, I want to just warn you what's going to come up. It's I expected to see frogs, and yeah, I got everything but. So that's so funny. Snag proof. I probably should have added that. Oh, I see it. Oh, I remember this frog. $140.
Yep.
For the crystal poppin' fatty. That's insane. Am I really going to spend $140 to get one of these just so we can make it? That's a lot of money.
It's insane. And there are people that will pay a ton of money for those frogs.
Dear God. Can I tell you something that when I first started in this industry, I was at Lucky Tackle Box and we were working with Snag Proof back when they were with the old company. I must have had thousands of these frogs.
You'd be making a lot of money right now.
Not the poppin' fatty, but we had the fat frog. I cannot believe I'm looking at this. $140. That's insane.
Yes. Around the time of the frog tournaments, they just skyrocket in price.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, let's make a frog.
I can send you one. Put it in the program. We can make it right.
Deal. I know the person that will have to make it. We just got to agree on the hooks. I think Kona makes a really good, super stout frog hook. Yeah, I don't really care who we use. Do you tune your hooks up?
Depends. If I'm not getting the hookup ratio or they're popping off, then yeah, I'll just slightly bend them up. And as soon as you do that, it's game over.
Wow. Okay. Well, I've learned a lot today. I've learned a lot about your top 5 fall baits. Can't say I disagree with it, although I am disappointed with it. I really thought I'd see an underspin on there, but that's okay. When's the next tournament?
November 8th.
November 8th.
We'll be in a club classic. We're fishing against, I think there's 5 clubs, and it's 6 of the top teams going to this club classic.
And you're one of the top teams?
We are.
Wow, that's so how great is it having a girlfriend who shares the exact same favorite hobby as you do?
It's pretty great.
What's the downside? Be careful.
Honestly, I feel bad that if I'm going to go with like my dad or my friends, I feel bad that she doesn't get to go.
Yeah,
although when she does go with my dad and it's pretty nice when I beat both of them.
Sure. Oh, I can't wait for the day that she comes back on this show and she's like, I'm like, how'd you do in the tournament? She's like, well, why don't we first talk about Brent?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Man. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck. And what do you need for your tournament? You need anything?
Anything you got? Anything you want to send us? We'll put it on. If you got decals, I'll throw them on the consoles.
Don't you have do you have your fishing costume? I call them costumes.
No, no,
Are you supposed to wear one in those tournaments?
no. We don't have any like jerseys or anything like that. It's just,
Do you want jerseys?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, let's talk about jerseys. I wonder who else in the chat would want a jersey. I'm sure we could hook up some deal with, one of the jersey makers and get a sick deal. And probably no one here because I don't think anyone fishes tournaments. Matt, you should learn how to fish tournaments. I've seen the way you hold fish. You'd be great at it. I love that. That's right. T-Rex has jerseys. It's because he's a T-Rex. He's a heartbreaker. There's Chris Phelps, my new friend from Pulaski. Who else? Melissa Bourne. Melissa, early on in the show, you said you were using somebody else's like login. Whose was it? Because I don't recognize the name. I'll buy one for me and my son. Okay, let's get some jerseys. I'm gonna get some of those. Now, my question to everyone in the chat and to you is like, don't you guys want to customize them and like put your last name on them, or do you guys not care and you just want like, tournament jerseys with a bunch of logos on it, and we just pick some of my favorite logos? I only have 2.
That's fine with me. I don't need my last name on it.
Might be cool though. It's kind of official if you do that.
Yeah, it would be really cool, but if it's not cost effective, then I'm good with just a jersey.
All right. So to everyone that's got jerseys in the back or in the chat, do you guys have a favorite brand of jersey that you guys like to use, like Gemini or? I mean, that's the only one I know. So Stephanie Armstrong wants her last name. Last name would be nice. All right. So I need to hook something up, a deal, and I'll find out what the cost is. Because so for everyone at home, I'll set it up so whatever the cost is that they charge, I'll give you guys the same. Like I don't care about making a penny on it. In fact, maybe I'll subsidize it. I say that out loud, and my finance manager is probably like, "What are you doing? You're always giving away money, you dummy." I can't help it. Can't help it. All right, man. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming on the show. I appreciate you sharing your time, your knowledge, and I look forward to seeing big things coming from you guys. And I can't wait to see how your progression in tournaments goes. And just keep telling yourself that you can do it, and I think you will. I think you will. And it sounds like you got a lot of support. So.
Yeah, I do have somebody pushing me. That's why I'm doing it, because we made a deal and I got to follow through on it. So.
Oh, do we want to talk about the deal?
Yeah, she told me that basically you're going to go fish these tournaments, and I agreed to it. I probably was half listening, half not. Mm-hmm. And when I agreed to it, she's holding me to it. So.
Sounds to me like you got a pretty good one right there. So
yeah,
I would just cherish that and keep it pretty close. So good work.
Yep. Good
work. All right, man. Listen, thank you guys again. And for those of you that are tuning in, I'll put his I'm going to put it in the chat one more time. It's a link to his YouTube channel. Thanks, Dude Fishing. And give him a follow. And welcome to the Monster Bass community.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. Appreciate everybody. And thanks for having me on. I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. We'll see you again soon.
Sounds good.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Well, there you go. I mean, guys, it sounds to me like we got some winners here. I mean, I've always said that like the benefit of being in charge of a community or being the founder, the creator, is that you get to surround yourself, pick and choose the people you want to be surrounded by. And I don't care if you got 100,000 followers or 7. I just want to be surrounded by good people. It sounds to me like you got some pretty good people. They both seem like really solid human beings, and I love the fact that she's supporting him in his path. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna let you guys go because we got a World Series game. I know you guys are excited to see the Dodgers win. A couple things. The rundown on next month's box. I will tell you some of the brands. I'm only going to talk about the Platinum Series because that's the only one I know by heart. And keep in mind, there's a different one for each region, so you're not getting the same. And in 2026, I am committed in a big, big way to making these even more regionalized than they ever were. What I'm going to do is once I define the regions a little better, I'm going to pick people out of the community and have them, the same way that Brent just told me his top 5 baits. I'm going to look to him to tell me what his top 5 baits are. Or I'm going to go to T-Rex and be like, what are your top 5 baits for the month of, November? Let's help pick them. Then I'm going to go find people like James Anthony in Pennsylvania or Brian Rand up in Maine and be like, all right, Northeast, what are we fishing? And I'm very committed to doing a much better job and being much more diversified than I was this year. That being said, the Platinum Box in November will feature a jerk bait from 6 Cents. It will feature boy, I can't remember them. I can tell you that there is there's a swim bait from Z-Man. There is some soft plastic from Bass Mooch. There's some Janko Fishing is making its debut in the box. Turns out that they ship out of the same exact warehouse as I do, and I didn't know it. And I had a good long talk with Cole, who runs that brand. And so we've got, we've got 6 Cents, we got Janko, Z-Man, we got a product testing bait, which will be the last bait in the Headbanger series. They sent us 4 different ones. It's the last one. Wow, what's in there? Oh, there's there's a jig from Lunker Hunt or Lifted Jigs, because Lifted Jigs just got bought by 3 brothers. Those guys are snapping up everybody. So there's a jig with a trailer from Bass Mooch. I don't know what else, but I think you guys are gonna like this. I think you guys are gonna like this one. Again, it's headlined by a $10. I think it's a Hercules from Z-Man, and a jerk bait from 6 Cents. I think you guys are gonna like it. I really do. Okay, so for everybody that wants the Dodgers to win, now is the time to give me your golden ticket numbers. If you want Toronto to win, you should just leave right now and never come back. Of course, I'm kidding. The new bags everyone will get the new bags in November. The old bags are gone. The new bags are coming. And I'm working on a redesign already because I ordered like 100,000 of the new ones, and I need to put in my order for the other ones because they take so darn long. So hook me up your golden ticket numbers now. You know the routine. Your box comes with an individually numbered golden ticket. Tell me that number. If I call it out, email me at rick@monsterbass.com. Take a picture of the ticket, and away we go. Hopefully, we're going to get some winners today. Hopefully, yeah, Freddie Freeman. That's right. Hopefully. I got my first one. Oh, Michael Toby, who bought the wrong vaults. Sorry, bro. I was nervous. I thought we might have messed up. John Reynolds, Realtor. Yes, I got the stuff with Izzy. I'm just waiting for him, for the team to get them. Golden tickets. Oh my God, you guys. I totally screwed up. I didn't give you tonight's special. All right, well, since you guys are sticking around, I got a deal for you guys today. That's it. Just a Monster Bass Live. You ready? Buy a Lunker Stick BFS, and you'll get a Lunker Stick for $20. All ships for free. Buy a Lunker Stick BFS, get a Lunker Stick for $20. You save $109 or $120. Use code LIVE29. God, I'm so embarrassed that I didn't tell you guys this the whole show. Ugh, I'm such an idiot. There it is. Code's at the bottom, LIVE29. I am going to, hold on. I'm going to put it in the thing too. I'm going to put it in the chat because I'm not the brightest. There it is. There it is. I know, guys. And this deal is only good till like, I think midnight or something. Do we need to reapply for Pro Staff for 2026? Yes. You don't need to. I've got an email going out with 2026 people pretty quick. But like I said, there's your link for the deal. Buy a Lunker Stick BFS, get a Lunker Stick for $20, good until midnight. People watching this tomorrow, I'm sorry, but this is for you guys on the show. And of course, if you're in my top 1%, I gave you something different. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a secret list. I call it the 1% Club. And I take the top 1% spenders and I send them a text message just whenever I remember, and I send them some ridiculous deal. So they got a better deal than this, I think. I don't remember what I did. Okay, guys, here we go. Golden tickets. Next week. Who's my guest next week? I think Nick Smith, the informative fisherman, is coming back next week, and we're either talking about frogs or we're talking about spinning or talking about reels and reel selection and breaking it down to make sure that you guys know what the 731, 641, like what's the right reel for the right application, and he's going to break it all down for us. So let's see. 4, 8. Oh, here we go. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. T-Rex, how can you not be a 1%er? Remind me, we should double check that. I would think I can tell you who the number one person in the community is, but I don't know that he'd want me to tell anyone. Give you a hint, he wasn't here tonight, but he usually is. And I think you all get it wrong. Okay, you know the routine. Here we go. If I call out your golden ticket number, email me at rick@monsterbass.com with your name, your cell phone, your address, and your shirt size. The golden ticket numbers tonight are 48938-61284. I'm going to pin it. You guys are good. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Go Dodgers. And away we go. So if someone wants this deal, you can also pay with Shop Pay, and they will automatically let you pay with payments. Yes, they will let you pay with payments. I've got all this right now. Larry, yes. Larry at Chunk Chasers, I'm sending you these. I don't have UPC labels on it, so you'll just have to ring them in accordingly. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week. Be safe out there. I love you guys. Bye.